Mic check, 1 2 1 2. What's up, guys? It is Sam or the Portuguese Mofo here to do another terrain analysis battle. Been a crazy week for me, which is a good thing, right? I got a lot of people come and check in on me, but in light of that, I haven't really been able to play many games or work on one specific epic battle that I've been working on. But I think this works out because that epic battle took place on Chubu Pass. So we'll take a quick terrain analysis for Chubu Pass, and hopefully I finish that video this weekend. Big podcast to shoot tomorrow, which that's really what I've been working on all this stuff for, so that's exciting. But Chubu Pass, alright, taking a quick look here, we've got, right, 4 elevated corners here, alright, and decent elevation, right? These are going to be some, dare I call them mountains, right? This is a pass going through, right, 4 mountains. Looks like there's a little slight elevation there in the center, alright, we don't need to watch the general speech, we'll just start it and pause it. So here we go. So this I know, right? This is a large map. It is, actually I know it is one of the go-to maps, I believe, in online multiplayer just for big teams for sure, right? So you see there's a lot of space, and right, we've got our 4 mountains. We've got this one very pronounced, alright? This one's a little bit more gradual, right, in its elevation, okay? And then we've got another one. This one's really pronounced, so these two that are facing each other, alright? I call it the northeast corner, and here, the southwest corner, okay? Another large mountain, alright? And they've all got good forests on top, right? And here we go, another very steep gradient mountain, right? This one is a little bit more gradual here on this slope here, but aggressive here, okay? And this is all passable terrain too, right? So this is an aggressive, right, elevation to charge down if you have the opportunity, alright? And then, right, the slight elevations here in the middle, okay? Definitely just something to take note of, right? Where some of that changes, right, when it comes to match locks and all that stuff. And then, right, we've got plenty of forest to work with here. Now, I'm trying to think, right, because I have been just looking at this map a lot in the last 2 weeks, working on that epic battle. So, right, a map like this, because it is so large, you have a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things, right? Now, again, based off other terrain analysis videos I've taken, right, like, right, because these are rolling hills, the aggressive changes in elevation and terrain, right, with the trees, a lot of cover and concealment going on, okay, right, match locks, unless you're good with them and have, because there is great spots for match locks, and when I do the epic battle video, you'll see that they can be used to absolutely great effect, right? But this is a great map to bring great balance, right? And even cavalry is really good on this map, right? Sure, there's a lot of forest, but there's just a lot of open ground, right? And if you can get yourself up to, you know, higher elevations, get great charges down into the enemy, find good spots to get rear charges, right? Like you get into battle over here, you're able to get around, and then you can charge downhill through trees into into a lot of guys, okay? There's a lot of opportunities for that. So I think, like, Chubu Pass, this map, right, there's a lot of opportunity to really fight how you would like, right? I don't think there's actually a weak choice here, okay? Rush, you'll do pretty well. There's a lot of ways to even advance to the opposite side, right? Through these trees here, through these trees here, okay? Good ambush opportunities, right? Now the dojos, if I'm not mistaken, okay, you got, I'm trying to think, just based off that battle, I know there's definitely one here. There's one here. And, you know, it's like I feel like it should be here, but again, just going off memory of the battle, it's like, man, I've watched that battle 20 times. I should know exactly where they are. But I'm pretty sure there isn't one here. So actually, they both might have been in here. But no, there's just the one here. Jeez, I feel a little silly. Or maybe there was only 2 on the map. I don't know. Not important, right? But like most maps, right, the dojos are going to litter the center. Okay, to sort of force engagement there, right? So again, right, but this map has a lot of ambush opportunities. Okay, kind of, right, like this forest system right here has a little bit more like natural paths, right, to lead down. Okay, this one's a little bit more blobbed, right, so you have a little bit, I think, better opportunities to maybe hide some guys in this forest and this forest, but this is also still like wide, right? Like you can still position guys well where even in their advance through the forest, you still can probably keep them hidden. You know, always just being wary, right? If you walk them, they'll stay hidden. And as long as they stay inside the zone, right, of actual, you'll see the tree change on the mouse cursor, right? As long as they stay inside there, they'll stay hidden until there's a unit that can see them, right? That's why a lot of people will bring light cav. Light cav are really great at spotting units, right? Mechanically, they have a bonus like to their sight. Someone could correct me on that if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure, right? They just have the ability to find units, right? So, with that being said, right, this map, like I said, you have a lot of opportunities to really fight as you want. And the epic battle, all right, just to sort of give a preview, it's really cool because we get, right, you kind of get this engagement, and there's 3 separate armies, right, and they stretch across the entire map. That's why it'll be really cool, especially, I mean, I have a lot of ideas on how to do it. However, what I am going to post is just one sort of clean run of me sweeping the battlefield and hitting highlights in certain points, right? But it's a battle where you get everything, and it's, right, there's great counter charges. There's a whole lot that goes on this side, right? I basically, when we get there, there's the balanced aggressor over on this side. I won't tell who it is yet. You know, we'll leave a little preview. All right, the balanced aggressor over on this side. We got the Swiss Army knife up here, okay? We have, all right, I'll call it really the melee foundation, all right? Another army here, okay? And we got the army on this side, all right? Just spread too thin, this center army, the player there, right? A player that we got the Swiss Army knife here and was really the ultimate aggressor in the fight. However, his opponent here, and these two, right, it's the action from start to finish of the battle starts here, right? It's like beginning to end. They are engaging, doing a lot of stuff, a really exceptional micro, to be honest, on both sides, right? There's a winner and a loser, but this battle I'm showing, a lot of good micro, a lot of different things, right? But the foundational melee army was here in the middle and just controlled this middle ground, right? And you'll see that in the battle. Just controlled the middle ground. Wasn't hyper aggressive, just controlled it, right? Picked opportunities to just engage appropriately, right? And the army that was here in the center on the other team spread themselves, right? Actually just trying to provide help on either flank, but got spread a little too thin and lost some important skirmishes here in the middle, right? Because there was a balance of some charges, some skirmishing going on. And then over here, all right, on the western side, okay, we got a fantastic, I'll say fantastic for Shogun 2 line fight of matchlocks, of bows, of fire rockets, of all of it, and right, it's a very extended fight where you have fucking aggressive melee actions and just aggressive movements going on this side. Good foundational structure in the middle with just this ultimate skirmish going on the western flank. So just a really cool battle. I'm hoping I have the time to put it together this weekend. So it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. And people are my priority, and I've had the blessings of many people coming to check on me and do those sorts of things, and it's taken me away from the games a little bit. God forbid, take me away from my games. But it's good stuff. So hopefully I can get that up this weekend. But wanted to get this video out there, talk a little bit about terrain analysis. I don't think we need to go crazy in depth in this one, right? We got 4 big mountains, we got a lot of trees, and there's a lot of opportunity to do a lot of different things on this map. And I think any army can work, right? I think part of this is just your build versus their build, and then your iterative decision-making process here on the battle map, right? Like picking good fights, getting in the right position for those fights, making sure you have the terrain advantage within those fights, on top of hopefully you get the good choices of swords beat spears, okay, and matchlocks will fucking destroy everything, right? Keep your cavalry away from spears, things like that. Pick the good fights, get good engagements, get good surroundings, isolate units if you can. So yeah, this is Chubu Pass. Great map, especially if you want to do bigger battles like 3v3s, 4v4s. I imagine 4v4 would still be alright on this map, but it's a big map, a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things, and hopefully something that I'd like to do, start Discord and micing up and talking to people during battles. Communication is a huge part of the battlefield, and it's something that's almost impossible to pull off in real time, I think, although I can't say I've had to actively do it in combat. But it's what actually saves people's lives in the real fight. It keeps you from killing your own people a lot of times too, because we got nice black flags here, we got nice blue flags here, and they all got their colors, and it's a video game, so they don't really mess up attacking the wrong models, although there is some friendly fire mechanics that exist within the game. But real life, especially these guys, like real life, dude, yeah, bro, you'd be on the battlefield and this guy might end up killing this guy, because let's be real, it gets confusing, and it gets real confusing. So anyways, that's just kind of a tangent. So Chubu Pass, right? Big mountains. Actually, the last note I would make is for Fall of the Samurai armies, right? Especially if you have key buildings, right? But great map for artillery. Especially if you're not doing key buildings, but even if you have one and you can force just having the right artillery, you bring the proper artillery and you can just rain hell fire down upon your enemy. And with good coordination in a big team battle, I don't know, that'd be really cool. I haven't had the opportunity to play a battle like that. I still got to build up my Fall of the Samurai avatar. But yeah, really cool map. Yeah, and great for artillery, actually. The epic battle I was talking about, we're gonna see a lot of fire rockets, and sitting right here at one of the recordings I did for the epic battle, I remember there's a good portion of it I just sit up on this side of the hill or on the other side on the southwestern corners mountain and just watch the fire rockets go. Maybe grenades are going off, just absolute chaos. And it's, should I say, a great battle of chaos is cool. It feels fucked up right now, but it is cool. It's an epic battle, so hopefully I'll have that for you guys this weekend. Come across this video, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, stay alert, be good, and be good to people. Peace.